Hey there everyone, it's Jen, the board game librarian, and I'm doing a dual review with the Matt today. Or you want him to just be Matt?
I guess so.
Okay, shaved your head.
I did.
Woo! Today, we, the literary gamers, we're going to be doing some Tutankhamun business. The new reprint that was done by 25th Century Games. Thank you as always for sending this to us. This is a Reiner Knizia design, and it is 2 to 5 players. 2 to 6 players. Ages 8 and up, 15 to 30 minutes. I will say that the cover on this, I think, is dazzling. I think if you are not attracted to this when you see it on the shelf, wow. I mean, just look at the colors. It's Jackie Davis artwork, and she did a fantastic job on this artwork. I love it. So Matt, you want to talk a little about how the game plays?
So let's head down to the table and take a look. Okay, so in a game of Tutankhamun, what you're doing is you're traveling up the Nile River here, and you're trying to get the sets of goods that are in there. I did not set up for a full game. The Nile goes much longer in a full game. I just wanted to give you an example of how to play. You'll notice here we have the tomb of King Tut. There's really nothing in there, but it looks fun. And once you collect all the goods, you're going to put them in the tomb with them, and you're going to score points. Points get scored backwards in this game. In a 2-player game, you start with 30 and you move backwards. Whoever gets to 0 first is the winner. And the different other player counts are the different types of numbers there. This is the underworld. We'll talk about that in just a second. So on your turn, let's say I'm red, you can choose to move as far ahead in the Nile as you like and pick up that tile. Now you'll notice that some of them have point values here. Some of them don't. Those are god tiles. These only score once the full set has been collected. Now, like I said, you can move forward as far as you want. So let's say, for example, I moved to here. And I take the tile and I put it in front of me. Now, nothing happens until both of those daggers have been collected. And, of course, there's only 2 daggers in the whole Nile. That's why I had 2 points. Then, the person after me is going to go, and they're going to move ahead as far as they like. Let's say they really want to just go for it, and they go all the way over to here, and they take this nice little 6. All right. Now, you have the option to move backwards 1 space in the Nile or continue moving forward. I could go back and get that god tile. There are player aids in the game that tell you what all the god tiles do. I'm not going to tell you that here. You can discover that for yourself. Or you can continue to move forward. Let's say I wanted this one here. Now rings, scarab rings in this game work a little differently. You score 1 point immediately. There's 10 of these. And once you get all 10 out of the Nile, they score. Whoever has the most of them are going to get 5 points. And that's marked here. So now, it's the end of red's turn. There are tiles behind red, and everything that is behind it, if you are the last in line on your turn, and there's things behind you, they go into the underworld. Now, in a 2-player game, the underworld has the opportunity to score, but they're a phantom score. They don't actually show. But that helps you try to figure out what's going on in the Nile. So eventually what's going to happen is somebody's going to score the 30 points. They're going to win the game by that way. I am really sorry about this, everybody. It's cuddle time, I think. And that's pretty much how you play the game. Like I said, you get to move forward as far as you like, or you get to move back 1 space, and anything that is behind you, if you are the last person in the Nile, gets wiped out and sent to the underworld. And that's how you play the game. A nice, easy run-through. Want to say hi? You're just going to show them your butt. All right, everybody. Now we're back. All right. So that's how you play Tutankhamun. And let's get into our thoughts. First off, I want to say we have not played the original. This was a fairly new experience for us. I know there's some reviewers out there that are taking a look at this and like, oh, these were the changes made from the first edition. We don't have that experience. This is just a game to us. So, what did you think, Jen?
It's just a game to us.
It's just a game.
So I had been interested in this months ago because of the theme. There's not a super lot of ancient Egypt games out there on the market. There's Kemet,
Ankh is coming.
Ankh is coming. I feel like there's a couple more that I might be forgetting. But while you ponder that,
most are dudes on a map style. I know that there are other games, so don't at me saying, actually, there's these Euro Egypt games. Good for you. So
keeping that in. But we've talked about Knizia designs recently with the Equinox. God, I told you, my brain is mush today.
That's okay.
And Knizia is either a hit or a miss for us. And we did play this at 2 players, and it does go all the way up to 6. And it was fine at 2 players. I don't think it's a 2-player game.
Just a slight interruption before somebody honestly does at me. Yes, there is a game called Ra that Knizia made with the Egyptian theme. That is a game I missed there. I say that because it's right behind Jenn's head, and I don't want anybody in the comments to be like, you can't even remember what's in your collection. So
we've added Ra to that mix.
Yes.
I think it has a lot of really great table presence, where you are, moving your ship along the Nile, you're gathering tiles, your boat is, your options are getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
In our last play, I said to Matt, I feel like this would be more competitive if it was more players. Because
True.
We were just kind of like going back and forth, and I'd occasionally look at what Matt had over there to see, do I want some of those for set collecting, to kind of screw him out of whatever he was working on. But that didn't happen a super lot. And we also didn't use the god tiles a lot either.
No, there was a select few we enjoyed using because you could swap positions in the river. But other than that, for a 2-player game, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I think I tried using them more this last time that we played, and I scored less than I did, so I think I maybe spent too much time on the god tiles. It's another Knizia abstract game, so if you like ancient Egyptian themes, you like abstracts, you like this artwork, I think
you like Knizia's designs in general, then I think you're gonna have a win here.
Yeah, it's got the set collection going on. I would say that this could maybe be a good gateway game.
Absolutely.
Because the concepts are really easy to understand. A lot of people do love ancient Egyptian themes. Mm-hmm. And something that I bring up quite frequently is that it's not language dependent, this game.
Right.
The cards are, but I suppose if you threw that through Google Translate, that would help you, but the actual tiles are not language dependent.
Yep.
I would say too that this is probably a good one for families. 25th Century Games seems to do a really good job of hitting that casual / family / gateway market, and games like this are great for that. And again, I love the artwork. Very dynamic. Mm-hmm. What else do you have to say, Matt?
Just keep in mind that this is first 2 things, that this is a gateway game. That, if you're going in expecting Tigris and Euphrates, that's not here. This is more of one of his gateway style designs. Second, it is Reiner Knizia, so if I were to give the game a slight negative, it does show its age. But that's not a bad thing. This is a game that's kind of been away from the market. And this is a game that's going to be highly accessible to a lot of people that didn't have access to it before. So me, as a gamer, saying it kind of shows its age, it's not as good as you saying it's great for families and things like that. So keep that in mind when listening to that opinion. It's just, from a gamer's point, for me, it showed its age a little bit. But that, once again, is not the mission of 25th Century Games. 25th Century Games wants to have welcoming games for people to use.
Yeah, we've had a conversation somewhat recently about Knizia's designs overall, and that's probably a topic for another video, another day. Just that, 700 designs, they do feel the same. Is it really 700? I think it's 700 designs, and someone can correct me, but yeah. Go ahead. All right, so I'm not going to rate this one, and this is headed off to the library.
Wonderful.
I already know someone who loves ancient Egyptian games. I'm going to put this on hold for her when it's all ready and set, and I'm sure she'll have a great time playing it. So, I'm Jen, and
Matt, and we're the Literary Gamers. Now, don't forget to do all the things. And what do I mean by that? I'll do all the things. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your alerts. Make sure you go into your settings on whichever device you're using so you can make sure you're getting all the alerts for when we upload new material. All the things. Please do all the things. Bye!
bye!